Hey guys, welcome to today's broadcast of RealtyHack, where we go over the top tips and tricks that top producing agents and team leads across the country are utilizing in their business. Today, we have a very special broadcast. I'm going to go over 7 things that you can do to add value through social media and add to your personal brand. First of all, if you're watching this on Facebook, type the word agent below in the comment section. We've got a very cool bot that will bring you through some of our choices of subscribing to the broadcast or seeing some of our past videos. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And as always, if you have future topics that you'd like us to cover, please put it in the comment section below, or any questions during the broadcast you would like answered about what we're covering, please let us know and we will get back to you. Okay, so I have been obsessed with social media for the past several years, and what I want to go through are 7 ways that you can add value through social media. And one of the examples that I use a lot is, agents put this, the sold photo or the sold sign in a closing table, and I'm not mad at that. I think if you're doing something like that, it's better than doing nothing. However, what I would recommend is try to go a little bit further. Try to use some tips and techniques, add some content that your people that are watching your accounts have not really seen before. So number 1 is do a weekly video. So this is an example of that, right? We're doing this on our Spyglass business page, which Kelly will put into the comment section below. We're doing a Facebook Live every week. But who I'd like to showcase here is Isabel Isabel Affinito does one every week, which is like real estate questions. And she puts about, a 10-minute video of, whatever she's covering that week, of like why you should use a local lender instead of a big bank lender. We did one recently on using Trello for project management or transaction management. And I think this is a good way if you can commit to doing it on a weekly basis. And then you can take this content and you can put a 1-minute snippet on Instagram. You can put the whole thing on Facebook. You can also put it into an email newsletter. What we do with this is we kind of stack all ours up so that we're not getting them, hitting them every week with a different thing. We have a monthly newsletter with all of our videos on it, as well as our latest blog posts, so they can, pick and choose what content they want to consume, right? But I think this is a great way for you to add value to people that could potentially be your next buyer or seller or investor. Number 2, tap into your clients at the closing table. So again, one of the things that we talk about is, doing something a little bit over and above kind of the picture with the sold to your clients. An idea I have about this is like telling, if your clients are willing to do this, you get your camera out and you say, hey, what is the one thing you learned about this real estate transaction that you didn't know before? We've done this in the form of client testimonials in the past. And, we've actually, if you look at our About Us page and you go to client video testimonials, you'll see that all of these have been done at the closing table. And like, we didn't prompt anyone to say anything special about us. We just asked them questions. We asked them to repeat the question in the form of an answer. And, we've gotten some really good reviews that we can use in our social media. We can send to past clients to, here's what people had to say in the flesh about our services. So I think it's really valuable information that your clients are going to give you at the closing table. At the closing table is when it's really fresh on their minds and they want to talk about it. So that's another good tip. Number 3, feature an expert, right? So, with this, you are in real estate, you have, home stagers, interior designers, inspectors, roofers, right? You can interview these guys and put that content onto your Instagram, your blog, your Facebook. And once you start developing these habits, you're going to have a whole bunch of resources that you can not only use for social media engagement, social media content, but also as a library of content to inform your clients. Like, we've used some of these like the 5 things you need to know about an inspection. We use that to send out to potential buyers or buyers that are starting to work with us, and we want to inform them about the buying process. So, with everything that I'm going to cover, you want to be thinking about multi-use on different platforms. And those platforms are obviously social media, but also to use in, action plans when your buyer is in the middle of a transaction or your seller is in the middle of a transaction. Nothing speaks to an audience better than video, right? So that's why we're going all in on it. And using these techniques, you're going to be able to not only provide information that makes your people that you're trying to attract see you as a professional, but also have a library of resources at your disposal whenever you need it, okay? Number 4, monthly market reports. So this is a good way to just have one quality touch to your clients. Our board of realtors puts these out for us once a month, and we basically just rebrand it with our logo. So, you can, on the simplest form of this, you could not rebrand it and just send it out in an email newsletter, put it on your Facebook, put it on your Instagram, or you can go one step further and have it rebranded with your company colors and your logo. I can tell you our board does not care about this, and nor should any board. They're here to help us, and I think it's a good way for you to provide value of what the market's doing. If you wanted to go one step further, what I'd recommend doing is get a video. First, you're going to outline the different changes to the market. You do a video in front of a house or the neighborhood that you're farming, and basically you're going to tell your consumers what is going on in the market based on these statistic changes, right? Then you're going to take that video and then edit it with some overlays of the median price increase, how many homes are on the market, days on market, things like that. But again, if you're doing it on its simplest form, just use the graph and send it out. So we do this through Facebook and Instagram. All of our agents get a overlay like the one you're seeing now, and they're able to put that on their social media. We also will do an email blast once a month. We'll put this in the email blast. We'll send it to all the contacts that the agents have designated as people they want to see their newsletter. And then underneath here in the email, we'll put the different, some different topics like, how to avoid a bidding war or how to win a multiple offer situation. So number 5, take your audience on the journey with you. Okay. So since I've been really big into video over the last several years, last couple of years, what I do is I will go into a restaurant. I can take my GoPro with me, and I do a mini review of the restaurant. I usually really only spend about 2 or 3 minutes. Here I am with Joe Hammond. We went to lunch at Leaf a while back, and we did a real 30-second intro. I did some shots of some of the food. But it's a mini review, and what I do after this is we have the video edited into 3 or 4 minutes. I put a 1-minute clip on Instagram, and then I will write a little bit of a longer blog and put that on my website. Since I've been doing this, I can tell you that I have started to rank in Google SEO for for instance, I know one that we got, I think on the first page of Google, was vinaigrette review. So once you start developing these habits, it's easier to execute, right? I mean, I know that when I go to a restaurant, and I know it's a little bit obnoxious, but I don't really care. I just really want to have content to provide over social media. But I'm going to have my GoPro. I'm going to spend 3 minutes, and then this project isn't done overnight. I have a series of projects that we go through, and okay, let's spend 30 minutes on the restaurant review, right? But again, adding value to your audience so that they can think about you when they buy or sell or invest in real estate. Number 6, put out a crazy story of what's going on in real estate. Everyone loves to talk about real estate, and this is a picture of a raccoon that was in front of one of my listings, and the neighbor called me and told me that the raccoon was foaming at the mouth and obviously had some kind of rabies, right? this, you got to make a real mental note to try to record these events. And they won't happen that often, but when they do, you get a lot of engagement on social media. So be thinking of what you can do, whether there's a crazy story that you have, tap into your sphere of your mortgage people, your inspectors. I had an inspector find an attic full of cash one time, right? But you can have these stories as long as you have something to go with it, some pictures or whatever, and then just put it out there for people to be thinking about this, especially your vendors, your contractors. They have the craziest stories ever, and your inspectors do as well. So, and then number 7, you're going to take the exact same methods that you used in the previous 6 tips and then put them in a once a month newsletter. We touched on this earlier, kind of stole some of my own thunder here, but what we're doing here is we're putting the market snapshot of what changed in the market, plus we're putting our featured listings below, and then we're also putting content from like the leaf review or the video we did of how to avoid a bidding war or how to buy a duplex, which is a topic we're going to be covering this week on our Spyglass Realty channel. So the point of all this, guys, is if you're going to be looking for content, try to do something try to put something out there that hasn't been done 10 times before. And here's your qualifying criteria of whether it should be on there. Is it interesting? Has it not been done a dozen times before? And is it something that you're passionate about, right? Even in real estate, make sure it's something new and cool and something that you actually like to talk about, right? And as always, spread your content throughout every social media platform. We primarily do Facebook and Instagram, and then our backlog of stuff that we do, not quite as much, but we also kind of go through older material to put it on there, is LinkedIn and YouTube, right? We don't get as much engagement on that, but we do see it as a resource. And, the more you're out there and in front of as many people as possible and you're giving them valuable stuff to look at, the more they think of you. It's kind of like the 34 touch system of Keller Williams. I'm not sure if that's the exact number, but you're doing that through social media and email. So that's what I have for today. Guys, if you are enjoying this video, hit the like button. If you want to subscribe to future broadcasts, type the word agent in the comment section below. And if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like and subscribe button. We've got a bunch of cool things that we're going to go over the next 5 weeks. We've got a full schedule of content that we've been working on a long time, and we think you're going to like it.